What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Easy Mode Check channel. We're here for another episode of Planet Zoo. Our zoo is thriving. As you can see, we got our little grizzly bears just chilling in their habitat. People are loving it. Really love the look of it. Super glad we decided to open this second franchise. Makes me a little happier just because I think everything, is a little bit more organized, a little bit more decorated than last time. So, yeah, let's jump in. I'm thinking of adding a second animal. Thinking of going with the giant otters. And we didn't add to the zoo last time. I think they'd be super cool. They are in South America. It'd be a fun add to the zoo. So let's take a look real quick at their species data and their zoopedia. Looks like they want a couple of them in the habitat right now. So let's take a look. Try to get as many as we can. Of course, it did say we could have a couple. Again, if we can have more, the merrier. As long as we can kind of spread the love a little bit. Check these guys out. So let's see how many are available. Looks like we only got males available at the moment. Are there any females? This guy looks pretty good. Most of them honestly look pretty good. I mean, I'm not too concerned spending conservation credits because we do have about, 10, 11, almost 11,000 right now. So I feel like it'd be pretty good look to kind of get as many of these guys as we can for the habitat. Like I said earlier in the Zoopedia, they have a bunch. They can have a bunch in here. Like this says, like what, 2 to 9? Looks like it, or 2 to 15. I'm sorry, 2 to 15. So we can have a ton of these guys in the habitat. So that's super awesome. They got a pretty long life expectancy. And wow, their like gestation and incubation for their babies is only 2 months. So we'll definitely have a lot of these little guys in here. Maybe help us get more conservation credits for the zoo. Let's take a look real quick at how big the habitat needs to be. Looks like we have a good amount of deep water requirement as well as just like normal swimming requirement. So this is probably going to be a fairly large habitat, a little bit larger than our grizzly bear habitat. Definitely want to, of course, make it larger than we normally do to, make sure we have enough room for when we get some babies in the habitat. So let's jump in, get building it. I'm thinking of putting it over here on the left side of the grizzly habitat. I mean, we do have this great area again in the back with the zoo staff area. I just figured if we keep them out of the way, it'll make people happier, make it look a little bit nicer as well for the zoo, kind of make it, I'm thinking like a larger rectangle. I don't know what kind of barrier, let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, they need grade 2, looks like about almost 6 feet tall, so not too tall. It would be kind of cool, I think, to put some water, like a viewing area, kind of like we did in the gators in the last zoo. So let's fast forward to where it's not raining, so it looks a little bit less drab, and then we'll get to it. Alright guys, it's a little bit less drab, it's not raining as much, so let's get this habitat built. I've been using a lot this this barrier with the glass. I kind of like it, looks a little bit nicer. It is a higher grade, so, it's kind of nicer for these animals that don't need the higher grade, because I think it lasts a little bit longer, makes it so our maintenance staff doesn't have to visit as much. So, let's get this built. Thinking a little bit longer in the back. I think we do need to raise it a smidge. Why did I freaking always connect it like this? I need to start separately and then connect to the wall because otherwise it just kind of sticks and I don't like it like that. So I tried to lift it up like this in hopes of adding water in. I don't know why it's not working. It's not letting me do it. So I'm just going to put it back to normal level and then we can really start to get building. I was hoping, like I said earlier, to kind of create a kind of viewing area for people just to walk by and see them underground. But I don't know why it's not working. I can't get it off the top of my head right now to work there, but that's okay, no worries. So let's get this built and make our otters happy. Alright, I'm thinking that looks pretty good for now. I'm wanting to add kind of like a little area in the back that they can chill on, just like a little flat area. Give them a little bit of space away from us. So I'm thinking of just stamping some over here. Yeah, that looks good. I was gonna pull the soil up, but as my loyal viewers know, if you've watched any of these previous episodes, it's not my strong suit, if I'm honest, building or digging things up like this. I kind of suck at it, so this is kind of a workaround that I'm doing that I like. I kind of want to round out the edges as much as I can. I don't want to have any issues where, the game tells me it's not accessible for them. They can't get in the water because it's not level. So I'm trying to get it rounded up as much as I can. I don't love how this edge looks right here. Kind of with the soil not going all the way to the fence, but it's not awful, so we can round that off. I think it should look pretty good. Okay, I think it's rounded enough. Looks like we got enough space. I'm thinking of starting to add the water now in here, so we're just going to kind of level it out down here in the bottom. Again, let's see, they need a bunch of deep water, so we're probably going to have to make it pretty vast and pretty deep. Thinking the sides over here will make a little bit more shallow. I mean, obviously we can't go all the way to the wall. We do need our people to be able to, our zookeepers and vets and stuff, to be able to get into the habitat. So don't want to mess with that. But over here on this side, I think if we just make it a little shallow, that could be okay. And then I'm thinking more in the middle, like this part right here, in the sides. Yeah, let me undo that. I don't love this. Okay, yeah, because I kind of want it to be more even. And I feel like I need to make it bigger. I don't know, maybe I should use a stem tool. Again, like I said before, this is not my strong suit, so we will see how this goes. Okay, so I flattened it out a good bit, got some more water in there. I do currently have this water level. I really wanted to go up a little bit higher, but for some reason it's obstructed. Like, it will not let me go up here. It's not going in the back, obviously. I don't know why. So I might take the water out and change it, because I might have to make it a little bit more smooth, a little bit deeper. So I'm thinking, let's edit this area right here, because obviously, like, I don't want to mess this up, but I feel like maybe I should change it a little bit. Alright, I smoothed it out a little bit. I kind of got rid of the long grass, because again, if you've seen my previous builds, I don't like having the long grass, because I can't always see what everything's going on. So I've kind of smoothed it out a little bit. I think it looks good. It definitely, looking at the stats right now, we have a good amount of room. So, like, yeah, if we can kind of smooth this out in any way, make it look a little bit nicer, I think it looks good. And I think we should be able to add these guys in soon. Like, of course, like, obviously, I hate putting it to terrain level like this, just because, again, that long grass just naturally comes back. But once we get our little guys in here, we'll obviously do the terrain. I usually like to wait till they're in here. It makes it a little bit easier for me to know exactly what's going on. So I think that looks pretty good. Let's get our guys added in. Yeah, we only have 3 at the moment. If we can get any more later, I'll definitely do my best to buy as many as we can. But let's send these guys in here. Hopefully they can be delivered pretty quickly. My assumption is yes, because, I mean, the facility is literally, like, right there behind there. So, yeah. But anyways, looks like we can get a female, so we can't have even. I mean, I guess we could buy another male. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but 4 is a good number to start with. So we got our first little guys heading in the zoo right now. It's kind of dark, but let's check them out. Look at these little guys. They really are giant otters. I mean, I've seen a couple otters in real life before, but these guys are pretty big. So let's fast forward to the morning, and we'll see you then. Alright, guys, so I added them in, and then I got a warning that says it wasn't freaking big enough, so I adjusted it a little bit, and I think it looks pretty good now. But let's get a path added over here. So, of course, while we're unpaused, our guests still can come over here and enjoy. Again, I'm just thinking of just doing a regular straight path. I don't think I'll have this one go on the side of this habitat, only because we'll probably have another one border it, so I don't want to put a path in the way to get this there. But yeah. Alright, let's take a look at what's going on with terrain. Definitely not looking great. We need a lot more grass, some rock, less rock for sure. So let's get some more grass in there. Oh yeah, of course this is my favorite. I like it. You can usually see that should be pretty good in our stats. Yeah, looks like we're right on the tippy edge. Okay, that might be a little bit too much, but that's totally fine because we can, of course, like, get rid of it with the other stuff. Okay, they definitely want a lot of sand and some more rock, so I think for sure we can add that in there as well. And a little bit more long grass back again to kind of, because we overcompensated with the short grass, but this should look pretty good. Yeah, sand on the bottom, I think, is another good thing to add. What's just kind of funny is, I don't really feel like otters would have sand. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like a water area, but I don't know. But, we'll add as much as we can. Fretch, they want a lot. So, I mean, I might even have to add it on the top. But it's kind of like a cheat and hack that I do is I just add it under the water. And generally that works. Like, usually it will appease them. So, hopefully that's okay. Definitely, by doing this, has also taken down our level of rock. So I'm going to flip the intensity up a ton. Maybe just put some up here. Like, I feel dumb doing that because I just really don't feel like there would be sand up here. But, like, finally. Okay, I was like, if this doesn't change, I'm going to be like, what? But, yeah, we're barely on the limit here. So if I just add a little bit more in the back, too, and maybe on the sides, I think that should be good to have our terrain be set. Alright guys, looks like we're almost looking good with the terrain. Pretty happy about it. Think it looks pretty nice. Next steps, I want to add a waterfall. Looked at a couple inspiration online, and I think it'd be pretty sick to build an area with the rocks in the waterfall, so let's get it. Look at that, guys. I really like that. Took me a little bit to build, but I think it looks awesome. Really ties it together. I haven't really dove into these kind of projects yet, really in the zoo, but I love it. I think it looks cool. I mean, holy crap, look at all these freaking people already in front of it, and all we really have are just these little otters just chilling out here. So that's awesome. Hopefully they like it. Frick, we have too much rock. I'll have to edit that really quickly as well. What can we add? Oh, we can add long grass. Okay, awesome. We'll just add long grass. Kind of appease them. Hopefully that'll be okay. Again, I guess I didn't realize adding actual rocks into the habitat would really affect that too much, but apparently yes. Frick, there's still so much rock in it. Holy crap. Okay, maybe just here on the sides. I'm like trying to think like where else would it be. I mean, besides those rocks that I added, like where else would it be down there? But I think it should be okay. This is dumb, but I really didn't know that those kind of rocks really made a huge difference in terms of the terrain. Alright, obviously next step is hard shelter, and I was thinking of again doing something custom, kind of like I did for our seal exhibit, building them a custom hut. We have a bunch of options over here in the architecture, so I think this will be fun. I'll do a time lapse again. Hope you guys like it. Alright, this looks pretty awesome. I'm loving it. I put some little seal thingies up there, so I think it should look pretty good. And hopefully, I mean, again, this counts for hard. Okay, awesome, it did. 100% counted. Our coverage looks awful. Looks like some of these plants from the other exhibit are kind of creeping over, so let's get our coverage done. I'm thinking of honestly making this a forest. I mean, if you can see, obviously, it looks like, I don't know if that's like 30% coverage they need, but they need a ton of coverage. I genuinely enjoy making these habitats with a ton of coverage, so let's get this added. They need aquatic grassland as well as tropical, and so I'm thinking of like adding as many of these trees as possible. Like this tree looks pretty sick. It's kind of tall and long. I think it'd look kind of cool back there. Maybe some of these little bushes kind of like up on the rocks, or I guess, yeah, like in the middle. I don't know. I kind of imagine in the wildlife, you know, in the wild, some of these little plants are growing over here, so I think that would look pretty nice. I definitely like these little water lilies, so I kind of want to add a little bit more of them. I think it just kind of spices up the exhibit, makes it look cooler. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, I didn't get the chance to really make it so the water was an above water viewing area, so we're probably not going to put too many decorations like deep into the water, but I definitely want to put these water like lilies or lily pads up here because I just think they look super cool. So yeah, just right here. The hard part is like when you first place them, they're always like super low down, so I don't love that. So it's kind of annoying in my opinion, but that's all right. Anyways, I kind of want to like cover this area back here, so kind of keep the magic alive, you know, like they do at Disneyland. You can't really see the staff areas. It's all secretive. Kind of add these to kind of block that out, so it just looks like it's a different area, part of the exhibit. So yeah, we'll put these here, and I think I might even line the back wall too with them as well. We have a ton of space in the middle, so I kind of want, like, yes, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. I want this, like, big tree to be here to kind of cover it up. Give them a little bit of shade, somewhere to play in, so they definitely have coverage, and they're not, like, in everybody's faces. We're barely at the limit, and I feel like I've put a ton of plants in this habitat. And I just can't believe we're so low. So maybe, like, classic me, cover this around with, like, some plants, make it look kind of nice, kind of circle it around. Again, you know, I like that. Oh yeah, maybe I'm gonna line the back again, keep the magic alive, keep the illusion alive. make it look good. The only part is, like, I had this struggle of where, like, I either place them in the middle like this, or I'm patient enough to place it so they're not, like, they're completely in front of the wall. But I think I'm just going to stick with this. I mean, I've already done a ton of them, and I don't have the patience, I feel like, to, like, go back and change it. So this looks good enough, and again, like I said, it'll kind of, like, tie together the habitat, and we have tons of room and coverage with this, so it's not hurting anybody by having us add as many of these as possible. Alright, coverage is looking fantastic, so let's get in and starting adding stuff to the habitat. Obviously, these food and water tray, I'm tempted, obviously, to do the underwater feeder. Like I said, there's no place for anybody to view them underwater, so I feel like it'd be kind of boring for the guests, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the normal feeding trays. I kind of like to put as many as I can as possible, just because I always seem to run out in these bigger habitats I do. I don't know why, and oh frick, our guys are hungry, so that's not great. So anyways, you know, definitely want to get the keeper in. Oh, the keeper's not freaking in here. I didn't see that. Oopsies. Hopefully the keeper can fill these up already, get them all good, and get our guys food. So let's add some enrichment toys. Maybe fun little bubble machine. Maybe, like, I want to put it on the edge so it's, like, going in the water, but it's, like, yelling at me for doing that. Okay, yeah, hopefully that's fine. Oh, frick it. Kind of adjusted the terrain. It's fine. Maybe one of these little boxes. I'm thinking maybe even just, like, a ball. Or, I forgot about these floating things. We could put a couple of these guys. I did put some of these in our penguin exhibit. The only thing is, like, this is what I was just about to say, like, when I clicked on it. It's like you have to put it in an area that has a deep enough room for them to swim. Otherwise, they can't go underneath it, so they won't go on it. So it's kind of just a waste. So if I can't find an area, I honestly might not even just add these guys. I might just delete them completely. I could try. I guess I'll remove these. I don't love to remove them because I like these plants, but if it can help us add this cool enrichment thing, I mean, I'm not mad. Let's try it. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna be bad because I literally just wasted time. Removing plants? Are you freaking kidding me? No! Okay, maybe we'll just deal with it. I don't think the issue is, though, I don't think they'll go on it if I leave it. What about that one? Is this one okay? Come on. Alright, anyways, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't think it's working, so I'm just gonna remove them. But let's get adding more stuff. I'm thinking adding, like, a ducky or maybe even, like, a ball. I kind of want them to float in the water. I've seen other people do that in their habitats, and I thought it looks kind of cute, and maybe they'll, like, swim and play with it. So I definitely really love that idea, so that's pretty awesome too, I think. Maybe, this little ice cube or the light or something. I mean, those ice cubes are good. They're not bad. Let's see. Because we could do another ball as well. Hopefully this one floats, and I think that should do it for enrichment. Alright, let's get some tip jars added, as well as maybe some benches. It's something, again, I didn't do in the first franchise, was really kind of decorate the outside of the zoo. So this time I really want to go about, like, adding, stuff that makes the people comfortable. So let's get these tip jars added, because, of course, we want that money. And then let's add some benches. And of course, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Friggin' trash cans, because our guests litter all the time. Holy crap. It's insane. They litter so freaking much, and it's so frustrating because it's like I had so many trash cans in this one exhibit, and then everybody was littering everywhere, so it was annoying me. Anyways, let's get these benches added, kind of make it a little bit more comfortable looking. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good as well. And of course, last franchise, of course, one of my goals was to make education rating high, so we want to get a bunch of these guys in here so that we can obviously start from the top with a good education rating. You get more conservation credits, you get more money, and I think it just helps people enjoy the zoo better. I think you just get, like, better rankings. I don't know. I've gone to 4.5 stars, haven't gotten to 5 stars yet, so hopefully this will be our 5-star zoo. Alright guys, it's getting kind of dark, so I fast forwarded to the morning. Just kind of adding these flowers to decorate the outside of the exhibit, make it look good. So we added our animal talk thing, and of course sometimes it will diss you if the decorations on the outside are not look good enough. It's kind of rude. I also had to add another power facility on the left hand side. I was noticing, looking at some of our education things, and they didn't have any power, so I decided to add that. And of course these little flowers, I think it just makes it nice to kind of line them, around the outside of the zoo. Looks like people are super enjoying this. Everybody's over here. Again, there's only 2 animals in the zoo, so it's not shocking that everybody's, like, obsessed in front of this exhibit, because it's literally, like, it's the only thing to look at. So I'm not shocked, like I said. But I think that should look good. That should do it. It looks super nice, I think. Oh look, I'm just noticing, I didn't even realize this when I built their little hard shelter, but there's this whole area right here that is like kind of blank and open, so I'm thinking I'm gonna put these like wild reeds in here to kind of cover it up so it doesn't look like there's just this like little zone behind their hard shelter that doesn't have anything there. So I hope that looks okay. I mean, I think it'll tie it together a little bit, keep the magic alive of the habitat. But this has been one of my favorite, I mean, I say this every time probably, but it's one of my more favorite villains. I really like making the waterfall, the rocks. Thought it looked super cool. I love making the hard shelter. It's one of my favorites. I have those like floating buoy things on the inside, so it's like you can sit above the water. So yeah, I think it'll tie it together if we just kind of add these reeds right here, and I think it'll make it look pretty nice. Alright, let's check out how our little guys are doing. Running around looking so happy. I really think they like the habitat. Hopefully we can get some little puppies. I don't know if otter babies are called puppies, but hopefully, I don't know, we can get them in there. The freaking keeper has not fed them. Like, I clicked on one of them earlier and they said they were hungry, so hopefully the keeper can come in here and feed them so they don't get mad. Most of them are just kind of running. Is that one? No, that's a freaking box. I couldn't see for a sec. Yeah, are they in here? I'm like trying to find most of them. I only saw that one on the outside. Are they just like chilling? Yeah, I thought they were all sleeping in here, but I think they're out here. This little guy's running around, having the time of his life, loving the habitat, making our guests happy. I think we're going to leave it at that, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Click the bell so you're notified every time we post a new episode of Planet Zoo, and we will see you next time.